Hi, good morning, students. In the last class, we discussed about the force of interaction between two straight current carrying conductors, and we expressed the force per length between that two straight current carrying conductors, and also we defined that 1 ampere, how to define 1 ampere. And in one of the previous classes we discussed about the expression for the torque experienced by a rectangular loop of wire when carries current held in a uniform magnetic field. We have seen that a coil of n number of turns when carry current I kept in a magnetic field of intensity B such that the angle between normal to the plane of the coil and direction of magnetic field is theta, then the torque experienced is torque equal to NIAB sine theta. That is, a coil carries current I having n number of turns and A the plane area held in a magnetic field of intensity B such that the angle between the normal to the plane of the coil and the direction of magnetic field is theta, then the torque is NIAB sine theta. And when the direction of normal to the plane of coil and magnetic field is 90 degree, then the torque is maximum, which is given by NIAB. Torque is NIAB when theta, the angle between direction of magnetic field and the normal to the surface is 90 degree, we are getting the maximum torque. In this class we are discussing about moving coil galvanometer or simply galvanometer. In the lower classes like 10th standard we are already learned that galvanometer is used to determine the direction and the comparison of current flowing through a circuit. We can detect the presence of current in a circuit by using a galvanometer. Today we are discussing the working principle of our moving coil galvanometer. See, the working principle of a moving coil galvanometer is nothing but it is the torque will be experienced. A torque will be experienced when a current carrying loop is held in a uniform magnetic field. That principle we are already learned. Such principle is used in the working and designing of a moving coil galvanometer. So, a current carrying coil when kept in a magnetic field experiences torque. This will be the working principle of our moving coil galvanometer. It is used to detect the presence and to compare the strength of current in a circuit. Right? See, the main parts of a moving coil galvanometer is pole pieces, a pair of pole pieces of a field magnet, north and south poles. It is so called the field magnet. And in between the pole pieces, we have held a armature coil or a insulated wire which is wound over a core, soft iron core. So to concentrate the magnetic intensity into that coil, we have wound the coil over that soft iron. So that coil with n number of turns, it is suspended freely between the pole pieces of a field magnet, that north and south poles. And this suspension is done in such a way that it is done with a material like phosphor bronze wire. The material used for suspending this wire is phosphor bronze wire, because it is having a phenomenon that when this coil is connected to a circuit and there is a current flow, that coil will rotate due to the torque experienced by this coil from the external magnetic field. At the time what the torque is generated will make the suspension fiber to twist, to rotate, to make an angular rotation. So it is getting twisted, and in the absence of that torque or in the absence of the current, what happens? That torque will be regenerated, or it will be generating a restoring torque to gain the normal position of the coil. So the coil is twisted in one direction with the support of supplied current flow, and in the absence of current, with the help of regenerated or restored torque, it will come back. So such a material is used for suspending this wire. Okay, and this is the practical circuit diagram of that laboratory galvanometer. Again, we are having the field magnet, and it is made, the ball piece is not so flat. It is to make that it is made very curved concave shape, because in such a situation, at any position of that coil, that magnetic field will be in a direction perpendicular to the current flown through that coil. So to make this condition, torque is maximum when the angle between direction of magnetic field and the plane of the coil is 90 degree. We are made that ball pieces of the magnet very concave or radial, so it will make the condition theta equal to 90 degree, and the maximum torque is generated at any instant of the plane of the coil or position of the coil. See, at the time when there is a current supply across the ends of the coil, the torque is experienced by that moving coil, and the torque is maximum and is given by NIAB, where N is the number of turns and I the current intensity, A the plane area of the coil, and B the magnetic field intensity. So torque is NIAB. At the time this coil is twisted, and what happens along with the twist, this suspension fiber will be developing a restoring torque. That means if you are twisted with the help of the applied torque of current, at the same time the material of the wire suspended will be generating a restoring torque, and that restoring torque is proportional to the angular twist. That means the more it is twisted, the more deflect it has generated, the more will be the restoring torque. Or we can write the restoring torque equal to a constant k into theta, where the linear relation between torque and the deflection is equated by the use of a constant k. It is called the restoring coupled constant of the material, and it is the unique property of the material we are used to for making that suspension fiber. See, in the same coil we have the torque NIAB and k theta. So we can write the torque NIAB equal to k theta, or current I equal to, from this we can write k by NAB into theta. NIAB equal to k theta, or I equal to k by NAB into theta. From this it is very clear that the current and deflection produced is very linearly related. So I directly proportional to deflection theta. So the more deflected, the more will be the current. So we can compare the strength of current by measuring that deflection. The greater will be the deflection shown by the pointer used, the greater is the intensity of current. In this way we are comparing the strength of the current. And when we are reversing the direction of current, usually it may happen that torque will be in the opposite direction. So we can detect whether there is a current in the circuit by observing whether there is deflection shown by the pointer on experiencing the torque, and in what direction the deflection is shown. Based on that we can have an idea about the direction of current also. We have written I equal to k by NAB into theta. From this it is clear that I by theta is equal to k by NAB, and this current per division, what is the current to produce unit deflection, it is called the figure of merit. I by theta, it is called the figure of merit or sensitivity of galvanometer. It is measured in the unit of ampere per division, current per division. It is known as the figure of merit. It is measured in the unit of ampere per division. Also we can see this theta by I, it is equal to NAB by K. So this ratio, it is the deflection per unit current. So if you are supplying a unit ampere of current, what is deflection generated? It is called the current sensitivity. Current sensitivity is the deflection per unit current, and it is equal to NAB by K. It is known as the current sensitivity. Similarly, theta by V, it is called voltage sensitivity. Theta by V can be written as I into R, where R is the resistance of the coil we are using. So deflection per unit voltage, theta by IR, it is known as voltage sensitivity. It is measured in the unit of division per volt. Okay, and it can be expressed as theta by V or theta by, or by Ohm's law it is IR. So theta by V equal to theta by IR equal to theta by I is what is current sensitivity, NAV by K into 1 by R. So this is the unit of this is the expression for voltage sensitivity. So current sensitivity, it is deflection per unit current, voltage sensitivity, deflection per unit voltage, and the important term figure of merit, it is the current per unit deflection. What is the current per unit deflection? It is called the figure of merit. For a normal laboratory galvanometer, it will be around 20 into 10 raised to minus 6 ampere per division.